want to read these verses that talk about what's going to be repaid on the other side of eternity, because there's a lot of things that happen in this world and they have a different connotation. They're going to have a reward in heaven. A lot of verses on it. First one's James 1:12. It says, "Blessed is the man who remains steadfast under trial, for when he has stood the test, he will receive the crown of life." Matthew 16, "For the Son of Man is going to come with his angels in the glory of his Father, and then he will repay each person according to what he has done." Matthew 5:12, "Rejoice and be glad, for your reward is great in heaven, for so they persecuted the prophets who were before you." 2 Corinthians 5:10, "For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Christ, so that each one may receive what is due for what he has done in the body, whether good or evil." It's a great one here, Revelation 22:12. "Behold, I am coming soon, bringing my recompense with me to repay everyone for what has been done." And that's exactly what is being missed in all of this. It's no different than the parents who have a special needs child, that they experience something on this side of eternity that is the rest of the world looks at it as a burden, but it's something that if they handle it right and do it right, they'll be rewarded in heaven for it. The parent that loses a child, I mean, those are hurts that no one wishes that upon anybody. But once again, if that servant stays obedient and faithful, there's a reward that comes that can't be fulfilled on this side of heaven. But those are credits and rewards that those of us that don't have the same trials will not receive. And everything, what's being lost is everything is so short-sighted, and it's not really about what's going to happen here in our flesh, in this temporal life that we have. It's what is the effect that it's going to have eternal. That's all that will last, is the eternal effects. And so for us to think that we're going to take away all of the injustices and the misgivings that happen to people that's not the case. That's never been promised to us. We've always been warned there's going to be trials, but it's about the Lord taking those up, and He's the one that paid the price for those trials so that we don't have to wear them eternally. We have certainly things to endure in our flesh that are going to happen now, but they're not eternal. And there's an eternal reward for when we have an obedient heart and we stay faithful to whatever it is that happens to us here. And so I just hope that maybe reframes the perspective of what's going on in the country now, and really anything that happens in our lives, to just understand that our God is faithful, and He's not going to neglect us. He's never going to put us through something that He can't serve for His benefit. But even if we don't see it on this side of eternity, there's a reward for it that we will receive when we reach the kingdom in our final resting